I only moved to Dubai like a couple of years ago because of Emirates to work. So I've never really lived in Dubai for that long. It's been like coming up to 6 years in Dubai. But prior to that, I was living in London. So originally I'm from Manchester. So my school, part of my high school was also in Manchester. University was definitely in Manchester. But my other parts of high school was 100% Nigeria. Like Nigeria gave me like the whole training, the whole, you know, stick up for yourself. Like, don't be, So I grew up in, like, I'll also say I grew up in Nigeria, if I'm being honest, because I lived with my dad for a very long time. And then I moved on to meet my mom in the UK, and then I carried on in the UK, graduated uni, moved to LA for like a couple of months, like 5 months. I was living in LA. I was trying to get jobs as an actress. It didn't work. And I went back to the UK. So like for me, I'd never disrespected Queen in any way. Do you understand? So she actually came at me, and if viewers were really watching it, they would have understood what was really going on. There was a lot of misunderstanding on my part. Like people misunderstood me. At least the housemates, before the last 4 housemates came, I think gradually they were beginning to pick up. I mean, it takes a while for us to understand each other. Do you understand? Yeah. They just bundled all of us inside a house. you be observing now. Who's this? What are your... Yeah, so I think it took them a while to actually understand me. So the actual housemates I went into the house with, I think with time they understood, okay, this is Maria. Do you understand? And me, likewise, I understood them.
Okay.
So that was all what happened in regards to that whole Queen situation. But now outside of the house, I would have never been in that sort of situation anyway. So for me, it's just not worth it. Like, we can't actually be friends also because he always wanted me as something more, or rather that's what he showed on the show. I don't know if that was genuine.
Okay.
And I always explained how I had a boyfriend. So coming outside of the house, I still have a boyfriend. I don't know how I can hang out with him or be friends with him outside of the house because it's disrespectful. He wanted me as something else. He never wanted friendship in the house. So if I would say to my boyfriend, oh, I'm going out to go and have a drink with Pere, I mean, if he said that to me about a girl that always wanted him, I think I'll be ending the relationship because it's disrespectful. So, you play it how you want to be played. So we can't actually have a friendship, partly because of how I felt betrayed, not just what he said or what we're arguing about who said and didn't, what we did or didn't do. It's just other stuff he spoke about me. I never went into groups to talk rubbish about Pere that I wouldn't talk to his face. And most of the people I was talking to was only Lica Rose because we could relate. She'll tell me certain things about Emmanuel and I'll tell her certain things about Pere. But I never even went to anyone else unless it was in a large group of people and Pere would have been there and I'll talk badly or good about him. So yeah, I don't have any intentions of carrying friendships with him. It's just he destroyed it. Or rather, we both destroyed it. So that's okay. Nigerian.
But where are you from? Where are you from though?
Yeah.
Where are you from originally?
I'm from Imo State.
From Imo State. What part of
Imo State? Yeah, Owerri.
Owerri.
Where are you from? Are you Igbo?
No. Do I look Igbo?
Oh.
Take a wild guess.
Yeah, actually, you look Yoruba. You're like the Yoruba demon. I'm joking. But no, I'm from Owerri, like a different place in Owerri though, so you probably not know it, but let's just say Owerri. Yeah,
no, teach me. Where are you from? Where exactly?
You won't know it now. I'm from Emi.
Emi.
I'm from Emi.
Emi, just close to Housemates junction.
I beg, let me hear what. Oh, you know that junction. You know, go upstairs and come downstairs.
You know now what's there. It's not far now.
Literally.
It's not far. I served in Anambra. So
okay.
Yeah, it's not like I don't think I've ever been to Imo, but they use everything. We use style and just say, I know it's like not. They're live. We don't know anywhere. We don't know anywhere at all. We don't know anywhere at all.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, Anambra is close to my village. Like just around the corner, you see Anambra.
Oh, so I was right. So it's not far. Ah, nice.
Is it my network or his?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's definitely right. It's not far at all.
Oh, okay. Oh, you were talking about the network. Ah, okay, it's gone now. Okay, you're back.
Yeah, I don't know. Like my network is a bit shaky. I don't know why.
Yeah. It's the internet. You know, it's a rainy day.
Yeah, I think so.
So yeah, it's just going to. But if we have issues, we can always find probably might need to switch or something. That's welcome to
Okay, no
Nigeria.
problem.
Welcome to Nigeria. Welcome to Nigeria.
That one day as well.
Thank you. One part of me wants to do this in Pidgin. Like, who does it all Pidgin they go? Do you get?
We fit try, but my Pidgin no strong like that. But we fit try.
It be your Pidgin. This one we talk now.
If I carry English enter the Pidgin, no vex.
We no vex now. We run on like that now. We'll run on like that. One of the things that you see. Now me can't speak the English now.
I mean, are you for Sam? You start with English.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna run on.
If you don't get me enter.
Okay. Oh yeah. Now, one of the things that make people like you. You understand now the fact you speak very well. The way you pronounce the words, they sound very nice to the ears. You speak very well. So some people also say you have a little bit of an accent.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you do speak really well. You have a bit of an accent. But the funny thing again is that accent thing, you can change it. You don't change them. Since we start, you don't talk on like 3 different accents. Now you don't use. You start with one, enter another one, enter another. So is this part of the training as a air hostess because of your work? Is this part of the training?
No, definitely no.
Okay.
No, not at all. I actually lived in Nigeria for a while. Okay. So like my Nigerian accent comes from like living in Nigeria. And then obviously I actually don't have an English accent because like obviously people from like Manchester where I was brought up, they actually speak very funny. Like it's a different accent. I feel like I actually just sound neutral. I don't even think I have an accent. And the Pidgin part enters small, the Naija part. So yeah, it's a switch up. Like sometimes it depends. If I'm really, really angry, I start speaking very English-like. Or when I'm just having fun, it's normal. Like Naija English or like Pidgin. So yeah.
I think
but it's not any training. It's just part of me, I guess.
Oh, okay. I think it's something that happens to the best of us. That happens to all of us. For me now, anytime I vex, if I'm angry, I speak proper English. Like I want you to hear that you are mad. I will tell you.
You're very mad.
You're
literally.
I
don't want to say it in Pidgin, so you don't understand it properly. I need to speak it in proper English so you understand it clearly.
But the funny thing is, Yoruba cannot enter. But maybe it's when I want to insult you in things that don't
understand
English
my Igbo would have entered. It's just we're not allowed because if you speak Igbo in the house, you have to now translate immediately, else you get strike. So the Igbo never entered. But in real life, my Igbo for enter for insult.
Oh, Jude, I never knew that. I always wondered why most of the people in the house didn't speak like the language. But now I just
don't speak the local language. Yeah, Yeah, we're not allowed. But you can speak, but immediately you translate. And I think with translating, Igbo and English don't always sound sweet. Like when you translate it, like what I mean in Igbo. Igbo Zuluni understand it and laugh. But now translating in English is like, okay. It'll take them a while to actually understand. So there's no point speaking it and translating.
So imagine when you're having all this,
obviously you speak fluent Yoruba now.
Yeah, I do. When you're having an issue with somebody in the house. And
imagine if I cuss them in Igbo. And we did not have a lot of Igbos in the house. It was only me and White's money. You'll be the only one laughing because I would have just insulted them in Igbo.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Like imagine you're having an issue with somebody in the house, and say me now, for example, and I say Olori Guruku. I don't remember, and I try to translate it. That ginger would have gone now. She gets so.
Yeah, do you understand?
I understand that. I understand that. So I didn't even know you grew up in Manchester. I just know you lived in Dubai for a while, and you lived in Nigeria. I didn't even know you had the background in England and everything. So talk to me about that. Like, talk me a little bit.
Yeah, well, I only moved to Dubai like a couple years ago because of Emirates to work. So I've never really lived in Dubai for that long. It's been like coming up to 6 years in Dubai. But prior to that, I was living in London. So originally I'm from Manchester. So my school, part of my high school was also in Manchester. University was definitely in Manchester. But my other parts of high school was 100% Nigeria. Like Nigeria gave me like the whole training, the whole, stick up for yourself, like don't be so I grew up in I'll also say I grew up in Nigeria if I'm being honest, because I lived with my dad for a very long time and then I moved on to meet my mom in the UK and then I carried on in the UK, graduated uni, moved to LA for like a couple of months, like 5 months. I was living in LA. I was trying to get jobs as an actress. It didn't work. And I went back to the UK. Then when, like, you know, you have to get down to business. You need to make money now. And I started getting 9 to 5s. I worked for quite a few, you know, eligible companies. Like even the Deloitte that does that counting, voting thing for BBN.
Yeah.
To work for them.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, I worked for a few companies. Then I just disliked the UK, like a lot, like the weather, the people. I was like, oh, I need a sunny place, like a vacay place. So Dubai was on the list. I moved to Dubai.
Man,
I've been living in Dubai and then now BBN. So
okay. So
relocating back to Nigeria.
Basically, people who think you've been living a baby girl lifestyle should just come and hear all the things you've said. Now you walk to the LA.
You understand?
You walk to the UK.
You understand?
And
I've hustled my life, bro. They think I'm living baby girl lifestyle. It's not like that, bro. It's not like that.
Now you can live the baby girl lifestyle. Now you know BBNaija has given you a very big platform. And I know you don't sound like a lazy person at all. You're going to do the work.
I don't want to live baby girl lifestyle. I want to live boss lady lifestyle. Which one is baby girl lifestyle? Baby girl lifestyle is not the one that we buy you stuff. I don't want baby girl lifestyle. I want to buy myself my own stuff. And if they want to buy me as well, they should buy. You understand?
That clarification is important. You get.
You understand?
I apologize for even mentioning baby girl. Like, it's the boss lady. It's the boss lady.
Okay, no, it's fine.
No, I know. So, at what point did you now decide that, you know what, after all this experience I've had, you know, working for a big 4 company, doing everything you've been doing, why did you now decide that, you know what, the next stage now should be me going into the BBNaija?
I'll be completely honest. Like, prior to 2020, I did not watch one single episode of Big Brother Nigeria.
Ooh.
So COVID happened. I swear, I've never even heard of Big Brother Nigeria like prior to 2020. If they even had it, because we had one in the UK now for so long.
Yeah.
So if they even had it, I didn't even know. So 2020, you know, like the high school I went to in Nigeria, some of my very close friends, like that I made in the school, we had like a WhatsApp group chat. You know, they'll always message. And it's just a part of me. I barely read my messages. So there was just one day they were talking about, I can't remember, I think it was Ozo they were talking about of last year, BBN, in the group chat. And I was bored that day because there was COVID now. There was nothing to do. So I was at home. I was now going through their messages. So I was like, oh, who is this Nengi and Ozo? Like, blah, blah, blah. And now they now say, you don't know you don't know Big Brother Nigeria. Big Brother has Nigeria now has Big Brother. I was now going into it. They were like, we think you should really do it. Like this one, that one. I was like, no, me on a reality TV show, it's not even possible. Like, they were like, no, that you'd be so funny that you should definitely go. So I never put a lot of thought into it, but they were always trying to push. I took the idea off. I now told my best friend, a guy, about the whole idea. He now finished laughing. He said, Nigerians will drag you. Like this, we like to think you're Nigerian. Will literally drag you. Don't go and embarrass yourself. So I didn't think of it. I left the thought. Like I didn't want to pursue the whole thing. So like then I lost my job. I got made redundant with Emirates as of last year. Like Okay. And then I went into real estate. I was working. So come January, like my realtor job was very demanding. It was very hectic. The pay was great. So I was doing this in Dubai. Pay was great, but I literally had no life. Like clients would call me 11 p.m., 12 p.m. Like it was that. And if you really want to make money, you have to like leave your phone on 24/7. Okay. So like it was just so demanding for me. And I just thought to myself, all your life, you've literally just been working. Don't work again. Just go and rest. I said, how would I go and rest? I was just thinking of so many different things. And I brought back the Big Brother idea. And I started doing my own research. And I started watching previous seasons. Okay. And I saw, you know, a lot of people, I just saw how things were played. And I thought, some people are really themselves, because you can't hide not being yourself for so long. Yes. And some of the previous seasons you watch, you'll also hear that, you can see that they also have strategy. And I was telling my male best friend, I was like, I think I'll probably try and go for this, so they might not even take me or whatever. He was not like, try. I'm definitely sure they'll take you, but just try. So it was like joke. I just did the audition interview. Like I'm not going to go into production because we're not supposed to, and it's bad for them. Yeah. So the whole process was so long, and like, you know, it was so hectic getting to the final stage. Even at the final stage, you're not even guaranteed that you're going into the house. So it was so overwhelming. And even till the last minute that they were inviting me on the lockdown process, I still wasn't, like, my mind and my head and my soul was not ready. Everything was like a joke to me, that I was taking it serious, but I didn't know if I was still even going to go. So the very last minute, I was like, okay, I'm packing my stuff. And it just happened, honestly. And prior to me going, my best friend, his friends, my close friends, they were like, Maria, don't go there. Don't get into fights. If you don't like what somebody says, just ignore them. And naturally, I don't fight, but they just know my personality. Like, I don't take SHIT. No, I really don't. So they didn't know how, because usually in real life, I'll walk away. I won't take it, but I'll walk away from you, Jonathan, because I can go back to my house or I can leave where you are. So like, you know, they were advising me on so many things, like, don't do this, don't do that. We know you love your space. It's not your father's house, so don't go and be telling people they cannot come around your space. Like, you know, advising me on so many things. It's like, oh, okay. Then after me, don't go there and be cooking and cleaning. Don't go there and be cooking and cleaning too much. We know you like to act like you're everybody's house girl. Like, don't give that impression, because they will carry you that you're overdoing. So, you know, they told me a lot of stuff. So I was like, okay, no problem. I'm listening. So I went into the house. Obviously, the first day, I'm trying to understand what people were like. And I think from the second day, I was like, please, I can't be anybody else. And I just literally was myself the whole time. So yeah, that was the whole Big Brother journey.
This thing, it sounds like somebody narrating a documentary where you say, you see, when I got to this place, they were telling me, don't do this. But I was like, then you got into the house and you saw that, okay, this is, so what's the name of your best friend? What's the name of your best friend? You've mentioned him a couple of times. What's his name? I
don't like to bring people into this so-called new life.
Okay.
They should stay where they are.
Shout out to Maria's best friend. We have you to thank for like Maria showing herself to the world.
For advice and everything.
And exactly. So now you saying you don't like to fight and everything. I understand the house was a closed place and there were very few places you could go to stay away from people. I understand that. But now you say you don't like confrontation, you don't like to fight. I think, it sounds very funny and strange to me. And here's why. Because I felt like me personally watching you on the show, I felt like Maria looks like, you know, somebody who's so chill, like from the fact like she's chill and everything. But you find her trouble, she'll match you. And it did happen. You did have outbursts or confrontations with Queen. Queen. So you saying all these things now, are you saying that you could have handled whatever had happened, even if it wasn't your fault or anything, in a different, if it was outside the house, it could have been handled differently? Is that what you're saying?
No, if it was outside the house, it would have never actually happened, because it's just not possible to have happened. It happened because it was inside the house. So
it would never have happened.
It just would have never happened if it was outside the house. Because I would have never been in that situation outside of the house. It would have been impossible for me to be in that situation outside of the house. So it would have never happened.
Oh, okay. So the Maria in the house.
Yes, and I wouldn't have handled it differently. I would have handled it exactly the same way. Like I don't regret, like, the way I handled it in the house. It was how it was supposed to be handled. Like, as much as I'm very carefree with like my words and most probably not thinking about people's sensitivity or not thinking the right state of mind before I'm throwing out jokes and stuff like that. As much as I'm now very much aware that I do that a lot, like, I give due respect to human beings because I love respect so much. So like for me, I'd never disrespected Queen in any way. Do you understand? So she actually came at me, and if viewers were really watching it, they would have understood what was really going on. There was a lot of misunderstanding on my part, like people misunderstood me. At least the housemates, before the last 4 housemates came, I think gradually they were beginning to pick up. I mean, it takes a while for us to understand each other. Do you understand? Yeah. They just bundled all of us inside a house. you be observing now. Who's this? What are your... Yeah, so I think it took them a while to actually understand me. So the actual housemates I went into the house with, I think with time they understood, okay, this is Maria. Do you understand? And me, likewise, I understood them.
Okay.
So that was all what happened in regards to that whole Queen situation. But now outside of the house, I would have never been in that sort of situation anyway. So
I like that at least you're honest about that part and everything. But you know, we watching now, it felt very funny. Because in our minds, we were like, okay, no, this has to be an agenda on Queen's part Do you think there was any other reason why she was coming at you, like you mentioned, that she came at you? Do you think there was any other reason? Or do you think she was sent
in the house?
And to rattle Maria?
In the house?
Yes.
In the house, I was oblivious. Like, I didn't have a clue as to why. Mm-hmm. But coming outside of the house, hearing stuff, knowing certain things, watching stuff, I would want to believe it was a strategy. I would want to believe that. I'm not 100% saying it is, because I don't know. But I would want to believe it was. But in the house, if people really watched it, like, it was so funny. Like, what I said, I think Ebuka had left us. Like, I think Ebuka was talking to us something in the lounge.
Yeah.
And he was, complimenting Pere or something. And, Queen was sat beside him. And I think I was sat on the other side, something like that. I can't remember. And, she said, she's like, yeah, that's Pere. And this was their second day in the house. Mm-hmm. They literally only just came to the house. Do you understand? I think Ebuka was saying, I don't know. I really don't remember what Ebuka, but he was complimenting Pere's, personality or how he carries himself, something along those lines. I'm not very sure. And she said, oh, yeah, that's true. That's definitely Pere. So I looked at her and said, after 2 days. And this was all I said. And, she didn't say anything else. And I think she waited for the whole show to end. So KV, unfortunately, who left the house very early, was trying to talk to me, because the whole week he was trying to talk to me. And he came next to me and was like, hey, Maria, can we have that conversation now? Because Biggie was saying people should definitely try and get to know them, and they should get to know us because they came new now. Mm-hmm. So I said to him, yeah, we can have a conversation. So he sat down, we were speaking. Immediately we started talking. Queen came to me. Maria, can I talk to you? So I said, oh, yeah, can we do this later? KV is trying to talk to me now. She's like, no, I need to talk to you now. So then I had to look at her. I was like, is everything okay? She said, no.
Okay.
So I said, oh, okay. So I now said to KV, please give me a second. Because the way the set is, where she was standing behind us, so I had to actually walk around to where she was, because she was closer to the kitchen.
Okay.
So I was like, and I went to her, I was like, yeah, what's up? But my face was literally like, yeah, what's up? Because it was quite confusing. I asked you, are you okay? You said no. You said you want to know. You literally have to talk to me now. So clearly there's a problem.
Okay. So
immediately she's just there shouting and stuff. Don't you ever? I was like, no. I said, we're not having this conversation. So I'm walking away. It's like, if you want to have a conversation with me, not with this tone. I don't even know what's doing you right. What's wrong with you? But we're not having this. And that was how the whole thing bursted out, and I walked away. So when people actually just tell me that I belittled her or I attacked her, or it's just so funny to me. I'm thinking, what show did they actually watch? Was this the same show I was on? Even the second attack, it was all her. And me, me having an opinion of what I feel to a closer friend, because it's them watching it. I never directly went to Queen and said, oh, you're not this, you're not. I never did that. I actually never did any of that. I think I can't remember who was trying to calm me down. I was like, nah, this is, I can't remember what I said, this is BS or whatever. Why should she do that? It's not we're two different people. I think people now misinterpreted my word that I said I'm better than her. I actually think Queen is a very beautiful girl. Okay. I actually think she has a great body. We're two different people. We're not alike. We're two complete different human beings. Okay. So we're not the same people. Okay. So I have every right to say what I want to say, but everyone just carried me. And the first day I actually came out of the house when I got evicted, I wasn't allowed my phone. Okay. I was watching TV in the hotel room, and it was Big Brother I was watching. And literally all the little messages that were on the screen, it was just people dragging me, saying, oh, Maria, how does it feel? The person that you're better than, you're now having to watch on TV.
that whole thing was
it was, but couldn't they see it? Couldn't they see what was going on? It shouldn't even be a misunderstanding. I just guess it was just me, and I had to be carried, so I'm okay with that. And this has been happening all of my life, so that's okay.
Oh, it's been happening all of your life. Oh, wow. Okay, it looks like I'm all...
People always get the wrong impression. And I don't even see the privilege, because whatever they even think about me, I don't even see myself like that. It's not as if I'm overly confident or I'm not confident. I'm just me, and I'm not anything special, or I'm just literally me. So when people view me how they view me, that's on them. It's not on me.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I don't know.
It's you're responsible for what you say and how you act. Whatever people understand, that's their whole cup of tea.
Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Chop knuckle fun.
Yeah.
Chop the knuckle fun. That's cool. I like that you're very vocal about this whole situation, because, like you said, people might be watching the show and understanding something different. You understand? People might be watching and seeing something, but it's a different thing. That's why I think these interviews are quite important for you guys. I think everyone has.
I think they're actually quite important. Yeah.
You understand? Everybody has the chance to, at least speak about. Because look, I was even surprised. I think I spoke to Beatrice. I think it was Beatrice, and in the house she was like this, or during the interview she was like this, and I was like, "Whoo! Why did you not show people this side of you and everything?" But I understand it's a whole
side of you.
Yeah, it's a whole different.
Fair enough.
A ball game, and so what particular thing? It was Uti who said this. The former, Uti now celebrity and everything. So he was like, you had been. So I think he said, did he say soft? I can't remember the words he used, but I think he was saying that you had been involved in basically the summary was you had been involved from the whole Wildcard situation. So when they told you about the whole Wildcard thing, you understand how did it feel to you? Did you think that your chances were now going to be in the hands of the housemates or something? How did that come across to you?
They literally told me about the Wildcard on the actual day I was going into the house, because when you're on lockdown and stuff, they don't really tell you. They can't, because they have their ways. Even being on lockdown, they still don't. You're not still guaranteed that you're going into the house.
Oh,
do you understand?
Wow.
So you're not. So I think they have different housemates, so more than the need.
Mm-hmm.
And last minute, if you don't make it, even on the day that people go into the house, they just tell you, sorry, go home. So even as of that last day, I still wasn't guaranteed that I was going into the house. So the evening, it was actually past midnight or something. They gave me, came to my room, said, they wanted to interview me about something else, blah, blah, blah. They then asked me, I had the option not to choose, by the way. Okay. So they asked me, we wanted a twist into this year's Big Brother. And it was so funny because apparently now that I came out and I met with a few of them, initially when I was going in, I didn't know the reason they needed me as a wild card. Okay. I didn't think it was anything special on my part. But actually, it's so funny because the reason they chose me as a wild card was because they were not sure of me. Apparently, I wasn't even going to make it onto the show.
Oh.
They didn't want to put me on the show, like last minute, even with my whole lockdown situation. Because apparently, all through my interviews, I wasn't giving them, I was too private. I wasn't giving them stuff. I wasn't, and I only found out this when I left the show, by the way.
Okay.
So they were just scared that I would have gone there to just a pretty face, just sit down there. So they were actually not so sure of taking me. So they brought up that wildcard twist to see if, maybe to just boost her for the first week, maybe the second week they will pick her out, something like that. Do you understand? And then, they said I went in and they were like, who's this person? Like after like a few days, I was a whole different person from all my interviews, and they were like, who's this girl? So that was the reason they actually brought in the wild card, and they asked me, and I had the option. So when they said to me, I had a nomination edge, I liked that because it was like a challenge. Okay. And it was like, if I do have a nomination edge, that means I didn't understand the nomination edge. I just understood nomination edge meaning you will not be up for eviction.
Okay.
I didn't know the nomination edge was that I will have the power to nominate people.
Oh,
so that was where our communication and translation got. So I accepted it because I love challenges. I was like, this is interesting, like I would want to do something like this. So they said, are you okay with it? And then they didn't also tell me there was the second wild card. So they said, you can't tell anybody this, even in the house, even before you get into the house. This is just between you and us, blah, blah, because these are the creative producers.
Okay.
So it's like, okay, no, Allah, like, yes, definitely. I went into the house thinking I was the only wild card and it was me and somebody else. So I literally took on the challenge and they didn't figure it out. And I felt like it wasn't anything I played. I don't even think I played anything. I was literally just myself the whole time. It's a sensible thing where you can't make it obvious, like asking around or implicating other people to say, I think it's this person, I think, because you're selling yourself up. Like, you're literally trying to get them to think it's you, because why are you involving others? So I just played it cool and just said, every name they brought up, I was just like, no, it can't be. It's not possible. Let's look closer. Just to even confuse them more so they don't even think about me. So,
I like that. You know what? I think the whole situation or the whole drama around the whole Wildcard thing has given you an advantage, because I know you do want to go into movies, you understand, in future. So you've already shown producers, directors, and every other person who's going to think about you, casting you in their films or whatever, whatnot. You've already showed them that, I could do this. I can actually act, because the whole situation and everything, I think you played it really well. You played it really well. So I don't think you need to go for auditions or anything again.
Thank you.
They'll just remember that.
I'll still say that. You still do, but thank you.
It was really cool. It was really cool. So now, seeing that you were involved in a lot of these things, you understand the whole the head of house thing. Not even the first. I think the second time where you had to nominate people or so, where you had to pretend like people were going home and everything. So, and knowing that you had been involved in a lot of things, do you feel some type of way that you were still let go, that you were still evicted at this stage of the competition?
I don't think it had to do with the house. I think a lot of people thought maybe I had enemies because initially in the house, I felt that. I felt, okay, they've given me Wildcard now. They gave me the fake eviction power and I used people all week, lying to them, In my head, I was like, wow, Biggie, you're literally setting me up for failure in this house. They're going to hate me. But coming out of the house and seeing the actual people that voted for me, I was actually shocked. So the people that I actually thought would have voted for me, and this has nothing to do with white money, I also thought other different people, because it's a game and you'll be paranoid because you can't trust anybody. We're all there for the win, do you understand? So even I don't trust myself. So it's just like, so initially in the house, I was like, yes, they all want me, like literally they want me out since the first week. I'm sure they've been wanting me out from the whole world. But it was quite surprising to know that they actually really didn't. And it was just the people that I actually thought I was cool with, that I like J Paul and Sammy, my brother. So it's all good, but I'm cool with them still. It's a game, and I went in there to nominate people. It's a game, so I don't. But I just didn't expect them to nominate me this early, because we would have nominated each other at some point, but not this early. But coming outside of the house, I just thought, wow, okay.
Okay, normal level, we're on the streets now, so 1-1.
Do you understand? Literally,
I get that, Maria. This is fun. I wish I had a lot more time. You've answered more than I even wanted to ask, and
thank you.
Like I said, man, I really hope that in future we get to see more of you. But before we go, I have a couple of more questions. So, you mentioned something that you could be in the lockdown, people could be in the lockdown, and you would get to the show. Maria, if it happened to me, all of us will scatter the whole place. How would I get here? You know, I'm not going to. No.
I mean, they send you. They pre-tell you though. Is something you have to know, because I don't know what they do, but it actually kind of works. Whatever they do, actually 100% works. They kind of want to toil with your mental state, because you're going into the house for a lot of days, almost 70-something days, like almost 3 months. So they want to know you can actually handle being away from your phone, your family, the real world, and just, I don't know, it's actually a good thing. But it didn't really mess with me though, like, because naturally I'm a loner. Like, I have friends that I talk, but I love my own space. Like, I like to be by myself a lot. So it wasn't like a challenge for me.
Okay. You remember at the beginning of the interview, I said you never say anything. You will hear questions, you will tire. You never say anything, especially obviously about Pere. I know you're tired about speaking the whole Pere situation and everything, but still, man, I have to ask, because my organs in the office will flog me if I don't ask. You understand?
I think they should flog you. I don't think you should ask. I think they should flog you. You deserve to be flogged.
You don't even know what I want. You don't even know what I want to ask.
Okay. I'm not the person begging you to ask me.
You see. So I know I've heard you talk about the whole thing and the drama, the whole back and forth, his word, your word, and everything. And I know the conclusion is being that you said you will never be friends with him outside the house. I don't know, but doesn't that sound a little bit harsh?
I I said I would not like to carry on our friendship. I thought we had a great friendship in the house, and coming out of the house.
We all thought so.
Okay, so I said things in the executive lounge that I would have always said to Pere's face, and I think I said most of those things to his face anyway. Like stuff like, "Oh, he's not even my type. I can't date him." I said those things to him face to face. So it wasn't like a gossip. So when people actually make me out to be a gossip, I would like to understand the meaning of gossiping. But those things I kind of said to his face, and they were true. But that does not destroy our friendship. I thought I had a great friendship, but coming out of the house and seeing that he went in different groups talking about me, even the ones I've just seen that, he told some of the boys that Maria, it'd be like, so look for another person because Maria and I no go area on to say having sex.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of stuff I'm just seeing. That's not a friend. And for me, relationships are very intimate to me. Like, I have a lot of friends, but I don't have a lot of close friends. I have a lot of friends that know me and we know each other, but to have my personal number, and it's not anything about special. People will drag me and misuse it's about my own peace. Like, I love my peace. So for me to share my peace and my, life and love with people, you have to be worth it. So for me, it's just not worth it. Like, we can't actually be friends also because he always wanted me as something more, or rather that's what he showed on the show. I don't know if that was genuine. And I always explained how I had a boyfriend. So coming outside of the house, I still have a boyfriend. I don't know how I can hang out with him or be friends with him outside of the house because it's disrespectful. He wanted me as something else. He never wanted friendship in the house. So if I say to my boyfriend, "Oh, I'm going to go and have a drink with Pere," I mean, if he said that to me about a girl that always wanted him, I think I'll be ending the relationship because it's disrespectful. So, you play it how you want to be played. So we can't actually have a friendship, partly because of how I felt betrayed, not just what he said or what we're arguing about who said and what we did or didn't do. It's just other stuff he spoke about me. I never went into groups to talk rubbish about Pere that I wouldn't talk to his face. And most of the people I was talking to was only Liquor Rose because we could relate. She'll tell me certain things about Emmanuel and I'll tell her certain things about Pere. But I never even went to anyone else unless it was in a large group of people and Pere would have been there and I'll talk badly or good about him. So yeah, I don't have any intentions of carrying friendships with him. It's just he destroyed it. Or rather, we both destroyed it, so that's okay.
Wait, he destroyed it, then you both destroyed it. Which one?
I mean, because that's what people want to hear, and that's how they want to put it. Because I don't want to make it seem like I'm a saint. I mean, there were times I gave him a hard time in the house when he was trying to make his point across.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Do you know, life is so funny, and you just take it how it comes at the end of the day, good or bad.
Okay. Yeah. I like the fact that you are honest enough to at least speak both sides. What you just did, not many people would do it, at least say that you could have caused it as well and he could have caused it, but still, not many people would have said it the way you have just did. But shout out to you, Maria, man. I think you're a real one.
Thank you so much. I love you. Yeah. Thanks, appreciate it.
Thank you. I'm going to make a special video of all these parts. All these BBNaija. Abisola is this. I'm going to make it. I'll show my people in the office and say, yo, this is a basis for increase in salary or something.
Yes, so please increase his salary. I beg. We need it. More life.
Thank you very much, man. So talking about Lico,
thank you so much, Abisola.
Why are you rooting for Lico to win? Why are you rooting? That's the simple.
I actually had a space one-on-one with my
That's where the question came from. That's where it came from. Because I saw like summaries of everything you guys talked about. So that's where that question.
I was begging them because she's my friend, and because when I was nominated, my supporters asked her supporters to please help to vote for me, and they said no over their dead body. Some said I was a fake friend to her. Some said, oh, they can only root for her, stuff like that. Those are her supporters. That's not Liquor. My relationship is with Liquor, not her supporters. What her supporters feel about me has nothing to do with me and her relationship. And I really do want to see her win. So I was asking my supporters last night, please, now they should go about this over their dead body. So I don't know. Some of them were like, okay, we might. Some were like, no, it's not possible. God forbid. So, and I can't change their mind. I've asked and that's it. But
that's it.
I will be voting for her. But if they don't want to vote for her, that's okay.
Okay.
Rather, I have voted for her.
Okay, so for you, Liko for the money.
Liko for the money, 100%.
All right.
She's talented. She's everything.
Yes. Everybody, you know, people have a very funny opinion. You know, she's a dancer. She likes to dance. So many people are like Liko Rose. Once party starts, the camera should just go Liko Rose. Leave other people. Let's be
literally.
Let's be seeing her dance. So Maria, final question. If you had I think a couple of seasons ago, an opportunity came for some of the housemates that had come out to go back into the house. So in case that situation arises, would you want to go back to the house? Knowing all you know now.
I doubt that would ever happen.
But I'm just saying.
Don't think so, because now we all know too much. The people that are already out know way too much. So if I went back in, I won't be the same Maria. I'll be very strategic. Like, knowing what I know now, I'll be using my brain instead of just being my real self. And I don't know if you guys would like that. I don't know. But yeah, if I was to go back in, I would, and just grab the 90 million. Yes. And I think I would be able to grab it if I went in with strategy. I think I would. Yeah.
Okay. So what should we look out for Maria? We spoke about your film and the fact that you want to go into movies, acting and everything. So what else should we look out for? You want to be in our faces for a long time. So how do you plan to do so?
Short-term goals, obviously the obvious ones, ambassadorships and stuff like that. Hopefully I do intend to be with reputable companies, do that, make some money. But for long-term goals, you guys might just be getting a very, a TV show, Maria TV show. So watch it. Cool. We'll see.
That'll be cool. That'll be really cool.
But yeah.
That'll be really cool. So when
I do intend to be in everybody's face, annoying them 24/7 and loving them 24/7 too. So,
when it does happen, I just release this clip. I say, yo, call me Abisola the Prophet, man, because we talked about this and it's happening now. So ladies and gentlemen, at Open Church.
You plan, God decides. So we'll just see what's in stock. But that's the plan. But however God plans it, He plans it. But we'll see.
Okay. So your social media handles for the people.
Yeah, Maria Chike Benjamins. Thanks.
On Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Tinder.
I don't have TikTok. Do I have Tinder? I have never been on Tinder.
Yeah, no. I wanted to hear what you
TikTok. I don't have Tinder. I don't even have TikTok. I don't think I have TikTok. But I think my Twitter and Facebook, they're all the same names as my Instagram. So it's Maria Chike Benjamin everywhere.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.